Scared the heck out of me. Hi, Skoogums. Everything's going well. You know, I almost electrocuted myself 2 minutes ago. What am I working on? It is a portable charger. Or not just a charger, a battery pack for camping trips. It's 3 battery pack. So it's got like the cigarette lighter style output, and then I can plug a AC/DC adapter into that and power anything. Um, and then I got this cord plugged directly to it. This is for my fan. It's wired directly to the batteries. I actually need to have 2 fan ports though. That email scared the heck out of me. I'm real jumpy right now because I almost electrocuted myself a minute ago. I gotta go slow. There's too much exposed stuff that's not insulated. Can't touch anything wrong. I've already seen sparks a few times here. And I don't want to get zapped. I haven't personally gotten zapped, but I've been close. You like the handle? Yeah, that it's nice and thick because you need the thickness. Otherwise, it hurts your fingers. It's really heavy, so you have to have a nice solid handle for comfort when you carry it. I mean, it would not be outside the realm of possibility for me to get electrocuted today. I've been so close twice now. Because it's getting a bit complicated as far as the wiring. There's a lot going on at this point. Mm-hmm. Alright. I have no off switch. Like, all these wires are just live. My project for today is to take an existing successful battery pack, which I've used on many trips, and simply to add on a third battery to it, because now I'm taking trips with my wife, whether it's rock climbing or kayaking. We sleep in the car a lot of the time, and we need to have a portable battery pack solution for that. Basically, I like to run fans in the car while we sleep, so it keeps us cool in the summer. And I'm also going to be adding a new thing, which is an air conditioning unit that basically involves just a bag of ice in a cooler. two holes drilled in the cooler. One has a fan blowing into the cooler, one has a pipe coming out. And just that will air condition a whole room. And will really air condition a car, in theory, from what I've seen. It's a poor man's air conditioner, and it should be totally doable. We can just get gas, and pick up some ice, and that ice will be our air conditioning. It's totally worth it on a hot summer night to have an ice cold car to sleep in. I think a bag of ice would be like $3. So $3 for air conditioning all night. I think it's worth it on a road trip. Even for a cheap guy like me, that's not bad. Whew. What does it power? Two fans for when I go camping, and laptop, GoPro charging, um, an air conditioner, the fan kind, with the ice in a cooler. Homemade air conditioners you see on YouTube, that kind of thing. Recharging our phones. Pretty much anything else you want. Oh, GPS device. Yeah, it works. I've used it on many trips. Today my goal is to add this third battery to it, so now I've got 3. That will enable me to power more devices, more stuff for longer, so it will last the whole night still. No, what you do, if you're going camping, you just buy a bag of ice for $3 at the local gas station or whatever. You pour it into your cooler, drill a hole in the top of the cooler, have a fan blow into the cooler, drill another hole coming out of the cooler with a pipe coming out. The fan that blows into the cooler melts the ice, and the pipe is the escape hole. The air blows the melting ice air, which is colder air, into the car, cooling the car or the tent. And that will air condition it. That will cause air conditioning for like 8 hours or whatever till the ice is all gone. A generator costs money. This battery can just be recharged over and over. We don't want to buy fuel for a generator. And I run this out of the passenger floor pan of my car. I just put this power back in. I plug in the trickle charger. The whole drive on the road trip, it's charging. Whenever we drive around on the trip, it's charging. It powers all of our devices. When the car's off, we can still charge our devices and stuff without hurting the car battery and causing the car not to start. And whenever you want to charge this thing up, you just start up the car. The car is your generator. The car charges up all your batteries, then you can shut off the car. And you'll have, however long these 3 batteries last, you'll have that long. The car gas tank itself becomes your generator, but you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone, because while generating that power, which you're then storing in these batteries, you also are able to travel around during your trip. So driving from the campground to the hiking area or the rock climbing area or the kayaking area, you're actually getting all of your stuff charged back up. So it will last overnight and throughout the day. And in addition to that, I'm thinking of adding solar panels to the roof of the car or the windows, so that throughout the day while the car is just sitting and you're off on your adventures with your wife, you can be getting charging of this power bank throughout the day just from solar. So that would help to supplement the driving around charging in case if you don't drive a lot that day, but you used up a lot of power throughout the night with all of your fans and flashlights and laptops, and your bank's running real low. That will ensure you have enough even if you don't drive a lot. I always felt kind of pressure to let the car run throughout the day, just an idle, or to drive around quite a bit, just to make sure this power bank charges up sufficiently for the night when the car's off and you're just sleeping and stuff. So yeah, I'm thinking of adding that solar aspect to it to really make sure we have plenty. Ask my wife. We used this thing on our honeymoon, and it worked all the whole week. We were using this to keep our car cool and charge up our phones, and use our GPS device to plan out our trips and where we're gonna drive next and stuff. Find out our destinations. We could do all that without any Wi-Fi or anything. No phone towers in sight. We could still locate stuff on the GPS device. While we're sitting at the campsite, laying in our blankets and stuff, relaxing, getting ready for bed, we can actually plan out the day and where we're gonna drive the next day and stuff. So it's very nice. When you're out in the middle of nowhere, you need to have access to information even without the phone towers being available. So that's where GPS really comes in. Becomes irreplaceable. I'm an experienced traveler, guys. I do a lot of trips. I do like weekend trips, maybe 6 times a year. And for my honeymoon, I did like a 2-week trip, all on the road, with my wife. And this thing is a vital part of that, because you can't just run things off your cigarette adapter all day long. Your battery for your car would drain to the point where you can't start your car then, so you really don't want to touch that battery. You don't want to get stranded with your car not starting in the middle of nowhere. Especially with no cell signal, you're screwed. What's up, Solar F? If you go camping, you've got to join in on the festivities, so that means hiking, rock climbing, kayaking, snowboarding. With a name like Fat Rabbit, it doesn't sound like you'd be up for all that, but it's a possibility. A fat rabbit seems to me like someone that would like to drive around to restaurants throughout the day, which would actually not be a bad day either. That sounds fun. But our road trips are adventure trips full of fresh air and exercise. Speaking of which, I showed my wife paramotoring. You guys should Google that and check out some videos on YouTube. And she's hooked. She really likes the concept, and she wants to do it with me. So I'm going to be building my own paramotor. It's basically a parachute with a big fan strapped to your back. The fan gives you propulsion, the parachute gives you lift. And you can literally fly around with just your body. We're not talking an airplane here. You're just flying around. You can go anywhere. Now, there might be some legal issues, but YOLO, like, just fly around. If the police scream at you, get out of here, you can't do that, then I don't think you're going to go to jail or anything. You'll just be like, oh, I'm not from around here, I'm sorry, I didn't know. And then that's the end of that. I think it's worth the risk of any type of altercations. I don't think you'd get a felony or anything. So, yeah, we're going to do that all over the place, wherever we go. All over the world, we're going to bring the paramotor and start flying around and taking selfies. But I have to build it first, which is going to be a fun project. I'll show you guys the whole thing. No, I haven't installed a second battery in my car. If I were to have done that, I probably wouldn't need this whole setup because it would pretty much do the same thing. Although I'd want it to be isolated from my normal car battery just because when this goes empty, everything shuts off, but the car battery's protected because they're not connected. But if I had just two batteries, I might use up the whole first battery and be draining out the second one. In fact, if they were both connected in parallel, one battery being used up would automatically drain the second one because they would try to reach equilibrium in their voltages. So you'd actually be burning your starter battery then, which could make your car not start. So I wouldn't recommend doing it that way. We don't have life insurance. I don't know who Woody's gamer tag is. $2,055. I mean, that's a reasonable estimate based on my track record. I'm not ashamed to admit that it takes me a long time to finish a given project because I have so many great projects open, and I don't mind having a lot of great projects open or having the projects take a long time because to me it's cooler to have a lot of cool projects than have one project that goes by quickly. I'd rather have a lot of fun things to look forward to and work on. I don't think there's a problem with that. Some people think that's a weakness. That's a weakness is if your only goal in life is to get things done quickly. It's a strength if your goal in life is to be constantly amused with fun, cool stuff to look forward to and to work on. Then that's the best way. So I like to have a lot of projects open and ongoing and chip away at them. Okay, so we got black coming from here, going to here, and then coming down to here. Good. Got red coming up for this, and we got the other one coming up for this. It's our cigarette output port. And then we got this black coming through, hitting here, hitting here. So it's basically 2, 2, 2. And this comes off this, as does this. I mean, I guess I'd want to put this thing on too. No, you know what? I think I'm gonna leave it intact like this. I'm gonna leave it intact. Let me get a double cigarette or a second cigarette lighter output port. That's what I need. Oh crap, this thing's heavy as heck. Let me do that real quick.